Hello Twitch and YouTube, welcome. We are playing ARK Survival Evolved with Sorcerer Von Croy at the moment, and Count BB later, probably. He's running a little late as far as I know. And yeah.
And Sorcerer Von Kura here,
Oh
playing
yes, did
Ark
I mention you?
Survival Evolved. Yes, you
Sorry.
did.
Okay, good.
Yes, you did mention me. And the possibility of Count joining us. He said the
Yes.
possibility that he might not be able to, but that he's going to try. And I
Did you guys
wish
ever
him
find
well.
one of the caves with crystal?
Uh, he knows of the location of the cave, in which we waited until you were here to be able to
Oh,
try and head that direction. So I guess we'll wait till he gets back and kind of just continue work on the structure that we've been working on.
I guess so.
I'm gonna try to have as many windows as possible at like visual level on our upper floors because they're up high enough that if anyone or anything should desire to try and beat the crap out of us,
Holy
we
cow, I
should
got so
have.
much narco berry on me I can't move.
Oh,
Um,
what?
Oh, I also have 100 stone. Um,
Oh yeah, the stone is probably what definitely did it.
yeah. I'm gonna drop the stone. See if I. Yep, and come back for it.
Plus, Count has been setting up boxes along the beach that if you happen to be nearby one and you're moving really, really, really super slowly
You
and
can
you want to
drop
store
into.
something temporarily, you can drop a few items in the box and
Nice.
then run back to that box and kind of ferry it back and forth between things. So it's kind of an awesome thing. Plus, I did the double door thing
Yeah, I like
because
the double doors.
Count's little dino was getting stuck inside and it was kind of difficult to have his little dino get in and out without getting stuck all the time. Plus, we
Right.
got another tech parasaur, which I need to level her up. This time I think I was going to use
Oh, you did get a tech
level
parasaur.
13.
Did you
Yes, this
did
time a
your
female.
did your flesh one die? Or is,
Nope, the flesh one's on the other side of the base.
oh, okay. Oh, yep, I see Jasmine.
I need to check Jasmine, see if she's got a level up, and she does. Over 600 on the health. Very nice. Melee damage is going to be up over 300 on the next click.
Gonna have one heck of a parasaur or whatever the heck it is.
Let's see, how much wood and stone do we have and whatnot? Because it takes a lot of wood and stone. Okay, we are like at 0 wood. In fact, Count may actually have some in some of the boxes along the beach. Because he was running back and forth like a bat out of hell, collecting resources and stowing some,
Mm-hmm.
bringing some back when necessary. Like this very first box is empty at present. Okay, here we got a little bit of wood, some stone, thatch. We have plenty of that back at base, so I'll leave that. Okay, now I'm moving a little bit slower, so I think I'll head back with what I got. I had a interesting situation today with some raccoons that got stuck in the building's dumpster,
Oh,
and
really?
yeah, it was like a family of them. They got stuck in there during the night because I saw them during the night last night, trying to get in the dumpster,
Right.
and well, they managed to get in the dumpster, and then they couldn't get back out. So I
Oh,
tried leaving the top up so that they could hopefully jump out, and they tried like Dickens to get out, but it's too tall, so they couldn't get to the edge to grab it.
right.
So I let the landlord definitely know, and he had animal control come over, and he
Deal
put a
with
board
the,
in
yeah.
and then stepped away, and they all scurried up the board and ran out, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now, if I would have had a 2x4, I could have done that. I don't have 2x4s laying around. Didn't have the availability of doing so
Right.
for all of them.
Let's see, how much metal have I got? I got 30 metal. I need like a ton.
Yeah, if you're working on building a shield or
Yeah.
other things, because Count was like going back and forth and trying to get metal and stuff to produce a gun, produce another gun, I think.
Yeah, I saw he made one. He made his
Access
rifle finally.
inventory. Yes, this is the good box. And I have, let's see, there's that stone ceiling. I needed another stone ceiling. And I think I needed the thatch and the wood to be able to make the other one. Ah, my character needs a teeny bit of water.
Hmm. Ooh. I better stop running around. I forgot to bring water with me, and I'm inland a little bit.
Oh, well, you can always get to a shore
Mhm.
fairly easily, and yeah, I might be missing some materials I need. Oh, I got it all. Stone ceiling. Then I can make at least a stone wall or stone windows. So let's go upstairs, take a look at the stone side. Place at least these first few.
Ooh, that's the cliff I jumped
Pieces.
off earlier and killed myself.
Ooh, be careful of that.
Yeah, yeah. You can't quite see it because of the grass.
Oh, yeah, one of those types that's like slightly hidden.
Mhm.
Then
It's like
before you know it, you're
tumble.
falling. You just
Yes.
fell out of the base. I literally just fell off the edge of the base.
Oh, did you?
Mhm.
That's funny. That's good. That's an interesting, funny timing.
Yes, it was. And it is starting to get tall enough that you can start injuring yourself by falling off of the base. It does
Yeah.
prove with your death, as well as I think other folks' deaths upon falling, that the game definitely has fall damage, and it is definitely enabled.
Yep.
Now, how many window pieces can I produce? One for that.
We should get a
We need
brontosaurus or
more
diplosaurus.
stone.
Yeah, brontosaurus. We should get a brontosaurus. I think we need a brontosaurus in our lives.
Does sound like an awesome plan to me. Brontos are cool. Brontos, indeed. Oh, now I can't move. So now I'll have to try and produce window pieces. And I think I just crafted as many as it will allow, which is 3 more, which is probably exactly what I need. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah. 3 window pieces, then I need to make standard stone wall. Now it doesn't have any weird snap hinges. It looks like it's going up like that. And I have a third.
Got attacked by those little tiny dinosaur things.
Ah, I
Killed them
hate
with
those
my
things.
pickaxe.
Those things are dangerous little freaks.
Yeah. Especially in if there's a gang of them.
Yeah, if there's a group of them, yeah, that's
Luckily, there was only
definitely
2 of them.
okay, demolish that for a little bit of return. I only needed 3, but I made 4. Okay, let's see if I can get the upper section complete. We will probably need a little more stone. Yeah, wood supply is low. So I'll probably have to grab this. Let's see how many pieces it will allow. Craft all, which is 1. Then it probably needs more wood. So for now, put the extra away and go grab the wood that's needed for making more. Yeah, only 4 pieces of wood left. Oh yeah, that's the because I have a gun myself. I just haven't equipped it yet
Oh, you have a
because
gun too.
I only have 8 rounds though, because it takes a lot of rounds,
Hmm.
or it takes a lot to make the rounds.
Oh, yes, of course. We're out of wood in the forge.
And I'm headed out right now to seeketh more.
Seeketh more woodeth.
Yes. Second box was about here. It has fiber.
Sounds like the lights are still on in the base.
That is very, very super possible.
Yeah, we should turn them out during the day.
Yeah, I was just busy hunting. Oh,
Sure.
wow. I thought that, or I was busy building and hunting wood.
Hmm.
And I thought this tree was one of those great big, tall, long neck plant eaters.
Hey, oh, Esther. How you doing, Esther? Want to go for a little walk? Alright. It's a good spot for you.
Okay, I am moving extremely slow, so head to one of the boxes, drop one of the groups of wood, take the rest, and then come back for the other. It is raining.
Water is falleth from the sky. Falleth. Water falleth from the sky. What is this witchcraft?
What manner of sorcery be this? Moving extreme slow motion.
Right. I'm in the same boat.
This 83 in there, take 200 back, because now I should be able to move more normal.
Dementing paste.
as quickly as the rain starts. The rain has started. Okay, let's get this stone that I have on me. And or just quickly run around, fill myself up on some stone. I know for my character, I'll definitely have to drink that mind wipe tonic to reset my character's stats and
Oh
get him.
yeah. Don't forget to unlock the mind wipe tonic when you find it.
Yep, that would be one of the things that would have to be definitely done. That way we can learn the formula for producing it. And I also know one of the key important things to do is to like max the option that allows you to have all of the engrams accessible should you choose to access them. So that's one of the things that will have to be maxed out because the top tier, the very top tier is what has the absolute best stuff.
Oh yeah.
The weapons, the metal armors, and
Mm-hmm.
other important technology like electricity, and Lord even knows if we'll even have a vehicle of some sort. Probably, I don't know. It'd be interesting if they allow that. Okay, I think I'm carrying as much as I probably should dare to carry for stone and a few seeds and berries. Yep, we have this torch right here. And the berries.
Went wrong.
What the fuck?
In a few seconds.
Now your TV's still doing that?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what the fuck to do about it.
Yeah.
Just a weird thing that happens every so often.
Mm-hmm. That's technology for you. The
Yeah.
more complex they make it, the easier it is to break it.
Need 16 more metal ingots.
And we're definitely going to need to start needing some meat resources. Let's see, do we have any that was left in the fires? Nope. Well, if there was, it all rotted. And that one only has rotten meat. That one has no meat at all. Probably gonna have to go hunting. Plus, it doesn't help that the birds that occasionally attack base, if they manage to get a good beat on you, they steal the freaking meat that you're carrying.
Right.
That does not help matters at all.
Nine more. Nine more. How much do I have in here? I've got not enough metal.
Now, he stole my meat, but I got 20 meat from his hide, along with 25 hide from his flesh.
Right.
That stupid Boyd.
That's
I only had 5 meat anyways.
mm.
But at least having 20, that means I can cook some and share a little. amount of meat. Taking out that tortoise. And a good amount of hide, too. I didn't get too badly hurt, but I got hurt. But now there's definitely more than enough meat, but there's also another tortoise, and I'm tempted at getting a little bit more. I just took a shit.
Ditto.
See, how's my axe doing? I hope it's got some decent durability. Actually, it does. After taking out so many trees and killing a bird and 2 tortoises.
All with a
Down to
hatchet.
30 from 40, yeah, all with the hatchet. Down to 30, 40 durability, so it's holding together pretty nice. I like the metal equipment. It does last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Instead of having to repair it like every 5 minutes. Grab a... Well, actually, I should have more than enough wood on me. I can get to cooking this right away here. There already. World Ed. Yeah, we'll split that in half. Or we'll just take lit amount. 25 out. That fire. And then the meats. And start cooking. Keratin, a resource, flexible material, can be found in some animal horns, plates, shells, and...
Yeah, when harvesting animals, always use your pickaxe because you can get keratin from them sometimes. And you get more hide that way too.
Ah, well, I used the hatchet by, I guess, the fact that it was still in my hand after time.
Yeah.
Technically that comes from bio, so I'll put it in the bio locker.
Oh, there's a shark in the water.
Oh,
Nearby.
Studio.
Yep, that would be a shark. No, it's a dolphin type creature.
Oh, it's a dolphin.
I
Okay, those are a
don't
little
think
bit
it's a dolphin, but it's looks like one.
dolphin-like.
Yeah, dolphin-like.
Okay. And the hide. Did I just hear Count BB?
I don't know. Did you?
I thought I did for a quick second. Hide in what's it? Ended up with 122 hide out of
Nice.
those 3 kills. So that's not too bad. Could have had a lot more though if I would have used the pickaxe. But that's still a pretty darn good amount, I'd say. And then I got the upper wood there on that side. Need the upper stone on this side. Upper stone there. And need to do all wood there. And ceilings. I think I made it to this first box down here where I stowed a very large amount of stuff. Yep. Grab all. Becomes, holy crap, I am so inundated. It's absolutely the slowest I have ever moved in this game, ever.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm like moving about as fast as Dodo walks. And Dodos, when they're not running, and they're just
Pretty
walking,
slow, yeah.
slow. They did an excellent job on the lighting and the coloring and shading of the lighting on the materials.
Mm-hmm.
Almost to the base. I'm like so close, but yet so. There's poo that your Triceratops pooped.
Daisy, you left us a present.
Yep.
And the compost bin is full. Oh well.
And we have fertilizer being stored in the one locker. So
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks.
look how slow I'm moving. I probably look like I'm a mime or something like that.
Yo ho ho! I have a shield.
Nice. Very, very nice. Need, of course, wood.
Look at me! Look at me!
Some stone. Then that needs a little bit of wood in it. Split. We'll put 25 in this one if I can continue to group that there. And 25 there. Okay, that also needs a grouping of some. Split half. Split half.
Ooh, that's interesting. Can't use the pike and the shield at the same time.
I think pikes were typically two-handed weapons.
That's the case now.
Half. 25.
That means I'm gonna have to build a shield. I mean, a sword.
Oops. That. I think we've got all the lights on. We're downstairs. Check on our meat cooking. Okay, we got one good. We will split half. Grab the tree out of there. And if you're in need of any sustenance, there's now some available in the preservation bin.
Awesome, thank you.
Batch food. Speaking of which, I need to eat a few pieces as well.
Jasmine has a level up available to her.
Ah, well, I need water, so that's perfectly opportune to give her a little boost. Melee take up over 300. And it looks like I need to give her a few more berries. Oh, hey, Admiral Memo, thank you for stopping in and raiding.
Hey, yeah, welcome raiders.
Yeah, we don't need that. That's detoxing. Then I also need to see how my tech is doing for its berry supplies. They never taught us in Starfleet Academy how to feed a dinosaur. I learned
No,
you
yes,
do it
sir.
extremely carefully. Okay, so check on Emerald. So I got Jasmine on that side, Emerald over here. And Emerald is a tech parasaur. Gorgeous as all get out as well. I have it set to do that automatically. Profit is profit and profit is due, and whether or not it happens in the middle of whatever, life must go on at the same time too. So even when the curtain's up or down, yeah, I decided to let my channel do it automatically. That way I start actually producing more profit for my channel. Because it hasn't been producing as much as I would like it to, and seeing as how it's the key supplemental income that I am capable of doing without flopping over and dying instantaneously. Yeah, I needed to start actually producing for myself as well as for Twitch and Amazon. With robot dinos and all, which is cool that they do that. Having the end of that kind of understandable. Because my health isn't as good as it used to be, for one. And for modern businesses, you pretty much got to be lickety split, top speed right out the gate 9 times out of 10. And if you don't meet the demands, then you're unfortunately let go. And I've experienced that. And then if you accidentally, because of whatever it is, take an extra day, and they only allow so many per year, then they let you go. And then, of course, like I was saying, health issues, my legs and feet aren't as good as they used to be. Sometimes just walking to the store can be a chore. But I try to do it at least once a day because, a quick half-hour walk to the store, probably better than not exercising at all. And my techie's got a ton of foods. So he's doing pretty darn she yeah, he's level 15 now. 315. Melee. I think we'll take that up. Let's see. Should I share some of this with my other dino or other? Because there's like 8 there, 47 there. Let's see if I put it there. How much combines all of that? So 25, 75, 100, 100. I'll put that in or on my other dino. And it's not that I did not try to keep things in check when it came to like missing days or things like that. I followed the system and whatnot when I was working at Goodwill and got special permission because certain days I would have to take for medical visits and things like that. And they were very accommodating on that, but I guess I took one extra day too much or whatnot. Now, I was yay close to it being a full year there. That was, which definitely sucked. But when it comes to that, I can somewhat only blame myself, but I kind of needed the time anyway. Because I was going through social things with a particular ex back then, which was back in 2015, 2016. No relation to the most recent ex from 2020. Or 2018 to 2020. Okay, I was checking that and choosing to move some of the food resources. Jasmine's 57. A bit more of that. That, perfect. Let's see that red berry. Now, I had another tech parasaur, but unfortunately, Jake got immortalized by some evil alien creatures from outer space.
Murderized. That's just terrible. They should know better than to murderize Jake.
Yeah.
And the sun's finally coming up. And I'm gonna put the... I'm not too happy with the shield after all, that sucks. But, yeah.
Like that. I'll make that extra 20 or 100 now. Like when I worked at Giant Eagle, I definitely enjoyed the work there. However, how that ended up happening is I just wasn't fast enough on the register. Their policy is you had to have a consistent 18 ring ups per minute consistently. And it's not that you can't bring something 18 items up per minute or whatnot. It's just it would always vary as to what you were doing and how you had to do things. And when you're a cashier, you, especially in a grocery store like that, in a supermarket like that, you have to get used to things like WIC or whatnot, which that system is so freaking complex. When you deal with the WIC checks and whatnot, the WIC checks are specifically designated for particular types of products. You can only have certain products that go through on a particular WIC check. And you have to follow the rules like so close. It's almost like Nazi Germany to liken a term for how you have to do things, because you have to verify the person's ID with it, and you have to verify along with their WIC book and the check and all that. And it's extra time consuming, so it slows you down. You're not able to consistently ring up so many items when you're having to deal with that, because you're slowed just by the simple fact that the process is so bogged down with so many extra steps. Yeah. That it's just ridiculous. And it shouldn't be that complex, because that slows down the customer, it slows you down. Essentially, it slows everybody down, because you have customers waiting in line behind them and you've got to get them in and out, but you also have to follow the guidelines and all that. But the fact that they have differing types of things, because it's like on the whip, they have like dairy products, and then another one they have like cereal products, and it's good. I enjoyed the work, but I didn't enjoy that part.
Right.
When someone would come in with wicks, I was like, oh, good God, I wish I was on break. Okay, now that I've moved foods around for my dinosaurs, need to check and see here. Working on both wood and stone segments. 1, 2, and then roof pieces. Okay, so you can do roof piece there, standard 5. Looks like I can do 2 with what I have on me right now. That would be ceiling pieces. Is something attacking something out there?
Not that I'm aware of.
Or it could be that...
Oh, yeah, something's going on. The fuck?
Oh, one of the dodos is going nuts in here.
Diplosaurus or something attacked my my stuff. My guys. So we killed him.
Yep, that has your dodos also have level ups.
Oh.
But your dodo's going nuts in here. Diplosaurus attacked something on him somewhere?
It's dead.
Oh, okay. Oh, we have a drop over at the end of the lagoon.
We have to remember to feed the dodos.
They're probably hungry as hell.
Yeah, we haven't fed them anything.
Oh, that's only poison.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to upgrade the dodos, but yeah.
We're gonna need some berries.
I got some.
Yeah, we're definitely berryless. Okay, this egg. Move over that direction. Okay, 37 more meat. Then we'll need some wood in there. So split. Split half. Okay, excellent. Charcoal in there. Meat doing that thing. Gonna go grab tons and tons of berries. Now it looks like they all got involved in the battle because they all moved over here. Oh, hey, we have a pterodactyl-like creature flying around.
Yeah.
I left the pterodactyl alive that was down at the end of the lagoon as I was attacking the tortoises. I left a flyer bee. I was like, oh, he's so cute just walking around on the beach. And went after the tortoises. I went deep shit on the tortoise.
I need metal. Metal, metal, metal. Lots and lots of metal.
Well, let's see. There should be some good size stones out here that you can break up for getting metals.
Yeah, a lot of them don't um, drop much metal.
There's a lot of these good sized rocks. It just depends on what they say the best thing is for metal collection.
Round
Yeah, I've
ones
even
do better.
other stuff I never saw before. Savaretta seed. Consumable. I've never seen that kind of seed before. I was just walking forward, just poking at anything that I could collect.
Right.
Since I'm at the end of the peninsula, I should, or at the end of the lagoon, should head back down after checking this.
Oh, you're getting to get it. Okay, that's cool. I was on my way to grab it.
Ooh, take all. And ascertain what the heck it is afterwards. It looks
Right.
interesting. Get up out of the water there. Okay, we've got a laser attachment and blueprint for apprentice Galcopus saddle. Oh, what? An interesting saddle type thing. We'll be putting that in storage until we're capable of utilizing whatever they might be. Kind of neat when you take a slightly different path than you usually take when walking around.
Right.
How different things can suddenly look even on a familiar area. Only because it's slightly non-familiar because you're just slightly off to the left. Kind of makes things different. Always good to look at things from a different perspective sometimes.
Good to broaden your horizons.
Yep. Okay, free time. Start turning. Okay, all that stuff turned off. I don't know what specific place we should, but that's a laser attachment. This advanced aiming device places a red dot where the weapon is pointed. It's a laser sight.
Yep.
For supporting weapons to add a laser sight. Supports pistols, assault rifles, shotguns, long neck rifle, sniper rifle, great clip. I may actually equip that to my gun.
Oh, you got a fully made one, not a blueprint?
I think it's a fully made one.
Nice.
But the other thing here is a blueprint for this saddle apprentice Chalaka Fuller to saddle. Chalaka. Okay, also people with names these dinosaurs. You're weird because yeah. The Chutla freaking whatever.
Right. They're all in Latin and stuff.
Exactly, it's
A dead language.
a very dead language. And the unique thing is everyone that's extremely wealthy that I've ever seen or heard of in their boarding schools that they go to, they always have to learn it. Especially in England, if you go to an English boarding school, you always have to learn Latin. It's like, well, hey, it might be useful someday.
Yeah. I'd like to learn Latin just because it's a lot of science is done in Latin.
Yeah, and it's a very historical language. Oh, hey, the
Mm.
blueprint bookshelf. That's why we have this bookshelf now. Blueprints. Let's see, can I add that to my I have up here? It added. I heard it click and it added. I now have a laser sight on my gun and I want to use it. That was
Nice.
pure random luck that that's what was in that rock. Okay. And I got a ton of more berries. Well, I don't know if necessarily a ton, but a good amount of berries, different types that I'm putting in the bio storage box. I could put them in the preservation thing, but I figure it works either way, where we were having it or in the oven. And then all sorts of unique seed types that I haven't seen before. It's like the game was suddenly being very generous with the seed types that it was giving. Fiber, fiber, stone. Got that wood. That wood. Going to need more wood from the looks of it. I'll put the stone back along with this one. And go wood collecting. That
Too bad there's no swimming sprint.
Yeah, I noticed that myself, that there's like literally none of that available option at all. I cannot swim fast in this game. It's like one default swim speed and that's it. Which I can honestly say when you're dealing with a crocodile and it
Right.
wants to eat you, you cannot get away fast enough. So the easiest thing to say is when a crocodile gets you, a crocodile gets you.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause so far I've been fully eaten once, nearly eaten a second time.
Yeah, you just seem to be unlucky.
When it comes to the crocs,
Yeah.
the one literally pulled me right off the raft while we were just minding our own business, and it just come barging up onto the raft, pushed me off, and by the time Count realized what happened, it was too late. He was too far away to be able to get back fast enough to offer any assistance at all.
Yeah.
Because it happened like really super fast. It was like a lightning strike.
Wish there was a way to recycle stuff.
Unfortunately, the only way to do that, depending on what it is demolishing it and taking a loss on what amount of product it gives back, because it will
Yeah.
give back a little, but it does not give back the exact amount that it took to actually produce the item to begin with. And we have a male parasaur down. I think having 2 parasaurs already, attacking a other one, is probably enough for the time being. But he's probably floating around down here because he senses the other 2 all the way down at the base. And since they're both female,
Mm-hmm.
he's probably like, I wonder what my date options are. So he's like maintaining his distance for now, but he's still in the area. Okay, we leave a torch on up here. Yep. Left a torch on up here.
I'm sitting here all thirsty, and I've got water sitting right next to me, and I just realized that. Sad, huh?
I've done that before by accident. Just so busy, and you're like thinking to yourself, I should get water. And then you look over, and it's like, oh, hey, yeah, it was there the whole time. If it was a snake, it would have bit me.
Mm-hmm.
And up top here. Okay, let's see what I can produce with what I've got on my character here for wood window wall structures. Wood, a bit of thatch. Thatch, wood, stone.
I still wonder if you can make narco bullets.
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't even researched anything about
Mm-hmm.
that. Construction wooden wall. Wood, stone, crafting. Fully enclosed there. Fully enclosed there. Fiber. Wood. So I need more wood. figure that I need wood for doing stone strip.
Man, the forge is slow.
Yeah, there might be a way to improve the speed of that sort of thing, but I don't know if there is.
Yeah, probably just another forge.
Mhm. I have. That is wood. Excellent. Pleased I am.
Pleased am I. I am, yes. You know what I should make before I worry about a rifle? I should make a tap so we can get some sap and different things.
Mm-hmm. Because that may definitely start helping us out in producing
Yeah.
certain types of things that we might be in the needs of. And I looked at that dodo that's not one of ours just walking on the beach, and I was like, ooh. And I was like, yeah, I'm on the hunt for wood right now. Plus, we
Right.
got lots of meat from that flying bird that attacked me and two tortoises. We've got more than enough meat going on, and then whatever meat you brought back, because I noticed you were cooking on the other camp. Pick one more tree, and then I'll have too much wood. Yep, I was exactly right. I'd have to. Holy shnikes, Batman. How'd I end up with that much extra? Go figure that.
Mm.
239, 7.5. That's drop that. And drop this little bit of thatch. Try to get this wood back. I still can't move. Okay, drop that wood. And run my butt off. One of the boxes out. There should be a box that counts setups. There it is. I just took a shit.
Good job. Human feces aren't really worth the composting. They're too small. You should put medium, at least medium size in there.
And I lost the spot where I dropped that big box. That's literally 100 wood, 170 plus wood and thatch.
Oh,
I lost where it is in all this green. Oh well, it's back to nature with it.
Oh, come on.
What happened?
I'm drowning because I ran out of stamina. Come on, get to the surface. Come on. God damn it. Oh my god, that's bullshit.
So they killed you?
Yep.
That definitely sucks.
Yeah, it does. Now I gotta go get my stuff again.
Well, at least it was from drowning and not being attacked by stuff.
Right.
Foggy weather.
Rainy, foggy weather.
Welcome to Seattle. Except Seattle's probably a little bit more temperate and not as tropical as this.
Definitely.
Get this stuff into this closer box, go back to the other box and get the remaining. Oh, hey, speaking of, oh, it disappeared. There's a medium-sized poo I could have grabbed to put in the box here, but it disappeared before I could get to it. So Count's idea was definitely ingenious for putting these boxes out on the beach. Makes it a little bit easier if you can recall where you leave stuff in the woods when you're in the woods. But I lost track because everything is so green. That it's kind of like, well, that's green, that's green, that's green. Where did I leave the stuff? I left it in a patch of green. That's very helpful. Yeah. But I couldn't move. I didn't have a choice. I was obligated to leave it where I stood. Oh, hey, that parasaur's still floating in over here. I guess he likes this little area. Move these closer to the base. Not that we're going to be searching for flint because we still have like a plethora of flint. I figure if we move it closer to the box, if we should suddenly be close by. Grab it.
My pickaxe broke.
Damn.
Sad. That makes me sad.
Medium-sized poo from a dodo.
What do I need to fix it?
Large-sized poo.
5 hide, 1 metal ingot, and 1 wood.
These are doing okay.
Definitely cheaper to repair than to build new pieces.
Mm-hmm.
We need to impart that onto BB because he keeps building new ones when all he needs to do is repair.
Whenever I notice something that's like put away that's broken, I usually jump to doing a repair on it. That's if I happen to notice it. We have so many boxes now that noticing if something's in need of repair, well, it would take a slight bit for me to run around and rummage for finding such. And it's getting dark again, so
Yep.
time to start lighting things and realizing we don't have wood for it. Split them out. Five. Okay. That's got 3, so that's gonna need some.
I think I did something good because it played some fancy music when I made the tree sap tap.
Oh, nice. That probably gave you extra EXP or something for doing that. And there goes the nighttime music.
Could have been nighttime
yeah,
music. I'm not familiar.
Well, it happened just now, and I think it would have happened similar timing. It was kind of like a neat little orchestral piece of musically stuff going on. Okay, that's already got enough poo in there. Need to store this poo that I
how to
the ground.
pick a tree to tap. I'm gonna tap the one tree that we don't cut down usually.
Which one's that?
It's on the
Ow! I just stubbed my toe.
well, I'll show you if you come with me.
Which direction are you? Oh, hey, there's
I was
blocks
gonna
over
try
there.
putting it in this one because we've never cut this one down.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever noticed it over here. I shall remember that the biggest one closest to base is...
Nope. Place tree sap ground, no ground or snap point. Oh no.
Gonna have to find a tree where it'll
Snap
allow
to
it.
it. Or something. Maybe you need a bucket? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That could be a thing as well, because whenever they do that, they have the sap collection bucket that's like under the
Yeah.
spade that's tapped into the tree. So
Well,
you
it's
have a
too dark
very...
for this anyways, so
Yeah, you have a very valid point on that possibility of us needing a bucket.
I need to fix my
Um,
pickaxe.
don't see any other boxes on this side of the beach. Every box on this side of the beach has nothing but flint. And I'm like, no, I'm already moving the flint on the other side. I'm not going to move the flint on this side too.
Hmm.
We already have enough flint at base that we're slightly inundated with it. It's like the charcoal as well. We've got
Right.
so much flint and charcoal that we could spark up a conversation about it really easily. Ba-dum-bum. Okay, now I need 4 stones, 2 pieces. I think I have enough wood. I need thatch. How many pieces will that allow? That will allow 1. Oh, pieces. That requires a buttload of stuff. Okay, so...
Oh, I'm thirsty.
Move all the stone over that could be needed, and then we can make 3. We can make 3. Probably need more thatch and more. And I just leveled up with the Happy Leveling Up music. Brought to you by Happy Leveling Up people everywhere.
Right. Oh.
Put back excess stone, which I have a lot of that. Then there's also a lot of that. The 4 stone ceiling pieces. Yeah, that is really good. Now, I have the roof on as well as all of the walls for our given area. Very nice group of chairs going on up here. And the cool thing about the chairs is you can move those wherever you want. Once you make the chairs, you don't have to demolish and worry about wasting too much and then having to recreate. You can just move those.
Okay, it has to be a large tree, so maybe that
That
tree
makes
wasn't
sense.
large enough.
That also could be a possibility too, oddly enough, even though that was pretty darn large. It's darn large and in charge. Large and in charge, just like Martha's barge. Weight carry capacity. Melee.
I'm gonna Google how to fish an ark.
Very carefully, especially against piranha.
Yep, it's sap. You would need sap or leech blood.
Sap or leech blood.
Yep.
Interesting. And BRB.
All right. Quiet time with Jack Wins.
And I am back, and
Welcome back.
that's all of the torches I put out for the time being. Very nice looking base, very large open second floor. That sail on that thing. Boy, it flickers sometimes. Now when you step inside, it doesn't do the rain thing. Which is
Yeah, rain occlusion is adds to realism for sure.
nice. Those clouds are getting thick. Thick enough that it's almost like night during the day. Okay, gotta figure out what else we might. Oh, maybe it's suddenly raining inside. Drew Farrell, and welcome to the chat. Thank you for dropping in. I trust you have been well. Now thinking of what else I want to do. If I want to build us.
All three of us should probably be carrying parachutes and have them equipped in our cook slot, one of the cook slots. That way, if you're running around and all of a sudden you find you're falling off a cliff, you got a way to survive. Yeah, it makes some sense, doesn't it?
Well, I hope that things improve health-wise for you. And or whatever else may be troubling eases and you have a slightly better time with things. Use this while falling to slow fall. Jump while parachuting to deactivate it. Okay,
I tested
have-
mine off the top of our structure and it worked by just pushing the number that it's assigned to.
Ah, nice. So you just push the number that it's assigned.
Yep, while you're falling. Otherwise it doesn't work unless you're falling.
Well, 9 or 9 lives. Ba-da-dum-bum. But the unique thing is it's the next slot that had something available. Got 99, 93. 100. Water actually doing okay. Definitely good. Now, since I have been using my hatchet quite a bit, I probably should repair it now. It's about half, almost a half. It's flint, stone, wood for repairing the torch, the pickaxe. 36 of 40, that can wait. Unless, of course, we have enough ingots. I would need 3 altogether to repair my tools. And flint. Well, that's 39 of 40, but still, I'm gonna repair 1 through. So 1 flint, 1 stone, 1 wood. Stone, 1 flint. Yeah. Ah, we do have enough stuff. Oh wow, what thing is that? A grappling hook. Apply on the crossbow to grapple onto the environment and other creatures. Primary fire. You reel in secondary fire. Reel out. Crouch to detach. Regular X. Repair. Or hatchet, I should say. Okay. All good there on that stuff. Now then, do we want to keep this open air up here? Or do we want an ultimate 3rd floor, which I think 3rd floor is probably enough for. I think we could do this kind of like a viewing platform for royalty. Kind of like Game of Thrones stuff going on. Have wall that goes all across and around, but have this side be open towards the water, since that was kind of the chosen view direction that was originally chosen. Could have roof on it too, as necessary. But have the one side be completely open and maybe back side be open.
Oh, parachutes are single use.
Ah, ah. Well, let's see. Do we have any more floating in one of these cabinets? Yeah, a few of these things definitely need repair. La, 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 la.
You want me to make you one?
I actually still have one.
Okay.
Found one in one of the cabinets, which is why I was hoping there's a possibility that I'd run across another one in one of the cabinets. But so far, that is an unfortunate no. Because, of course, I've never looked in this until now, so that's a first.
I need, shoot, I need 58 more metal ingots to make a rifle.
Yeah, they're not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. I accidentally used my torch during the day. And it took a point. I hated that. Well, we need to get rid of some of this flint, so... One flint, one rock, one wood. That was an interesting thought that I just had.
Oh, do tell.
For the third floor kind of design, was thinking along the lines of having the area where the stairs are be open, and well, yeah, we could have the stairwell be open, but yeah, we could have a wall that goes that way around it. I was thinking like building there, but that would probably make it like real tiny. Like now, why does that seem like either cloud on the water or mountain on the water? Because they look like that, and then the glare goes away, and it looks like a mountain that's that way, but yet we can't see it. Or cloud. That's too gray. These are puffy and white. That would be different. That's for sure. Or do we even need to go up another floor? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Well, it's not necessarily going up a floor, but it's like, could we see this upper area and have one great big longhouse like we're up top? Railing like structure. Lead, duplicate, blah 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 blah. Let's see, fiber. Match with that. Did you find a tree that you could put the
No, I still haven't
tap
found a
on?
tree big enough. But I found a bunch of metal.
That's definitely good,
Getting there.
especially since that's something that will be a increase of increasing need.
Oh, I like the railing.
Thank you.
Safety first.
Yep. Logging truck right now. Carry weight in this game is definitely something that you want to max out,
Yeah.
if there's a max to it. But if anything, it's definitely something you want to have as high as freaking possible. Stuff weighs so much. And then when we start getting into the metal, that's only going to get heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we know, depending on the metal type, metal can be like exponentially heavy in comparison to like the Titanic's weight, for example. Fully made of iron, but still lighter weight than the first aircraft carrier that was created, because the
Oh, yeah?
first aircraft carrier weighed more than the Titanic because it employed the beginnings of titanium
Hmm.
in its hull plating as well as teak wood. Titanic, I think, had regular wood. I don't think it had teak wood decks, but most Navy ships use teak wood, and that's the hardest, heaviest wood known to man. So you add that in with the harder steels and titaniums, slightly lighter weight than most things, but still the ship was so massive for an aircraft carrier because they have to. And even then, when you look at those things, and I can see why they always say it's one of the hardest jobs in the world to be a Navy Air Corps pilot, Naval Air Corps pilot, because landing your little teeny tiny pea of an aircraft on something that's literally also a pea itself,
And moving.
and both of them moving at the same
Yep.
time. Takes precision, practice, and definite skill for doing
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
I find it hard enough just to try and fly underneath the bridge in GTA 5. And I saw this one thing, one of the very first TikToks I ever saw was of a Chinese pilot probably getting himself like really set up for getting in trouble, like really massively. There's like this huge San Francisco Bay Bridge like bridge over in
Mm-hmm.
China, and this Chinese pilot literally flew right down the middle,
Oh, wow.
going through all of the large uh, towers that hold the bridge up, and he was flying through them perfectly. And people in the cars were all chatting about him. It's like everyone was going nuts in the video over the pilot doing that. And he did it perfectly. It was like he just swooped in, angled it, and went right through like it was no problem whatsoever. Definitely a pilot with skill, that's for sure. But probably also got himself yelled at by his superior officer.
Probably.
Everyone on that bridge probably called the local Air Force base and probably ratted him home. Because heck, that's what happens in communist countries. You do something that goes against the regulations, and people are on the horn ratting you out like immediately. Like, I saw this, blah, 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 blah. I can't believe it. Well, they're going to get an earful when they get back.
Right.
And they probably did, too. They probably got a commendation for it, but at the same time, probably got a reprimand. That's the best kind of commendation, is, or a reprimand is when you also get a commendation with it. Be like, you're the first pilot to do that. But guess what?
Last
Mess
time
hall,
you...
peeling
Yep.
potatoes. 3 weeks. Enjoy. Yeah, that sort of punishment or whatever
Right.
else they might want to levy, like run around the airfield 300 times, give me 3,000 push-ups, and you might get out.
And you're grounded.
Yeah, and you're grounded for a week at least. No canteen for you. When everyone else is on break, you don't get a break. You keep working. God damn it. All because I wanted to have fun and fly through a bridge
Yep.
tower thingy. I'm moving so slow.
What does that music mean?
I did not hear the
Oh.
music that's on your end.
I didn't know if... Maybe I leveled. Yeah, I leveled. That's what happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you did something that caused you to level, or did something where you found a special event. And that's one thing I do know about this game is don't know if my private server will actually have the benefits, but this game also celebrates holidays and stuff, and they'll have special holiday drops that will
Oh, yeah?
happen. Henceforth, which is why we have the Santa Claus hat, I think, because that's probably something that came from someone's past Christmas event.
Probably.
Because I've seen when folks were streaming this during the holidays or whatnot, they had special Halloween drops that would happen, and they'd be like these special rock formations that you just break open on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's the way that particular year was. I don't know if they do the same style thing or if they change it up or whatnot.
Woot woot. I've got a rifle, but no ammunition.
Well, at least you got the start of something.
Yep.
That's the important part. It's having a start. But that was unique that one of the very first TikToks that I ever saw was of a Chinese pilot flying through that bridge like that. In fact, I think I still have that saved in my archive on Facebook. Because when I get good TikToks like that, I usually share it on Instagram and Facebook, and I end up having them in my archive. But my Instagram, for some reason, I have like these 3 videos that disappeared or whatnot. And I think it's probably from this time when there was a thing that I didn't think would have a copyright claim put against it. But I think Instagram/Facebook, since Instagram's run by Facebook,
Right.
they pretty much leveled a copyright infringement thing against it and blocked it. And I said, well, hey, if it's blocked and whatnot, and you guys think it's a copyright infringement, I'll just delete the video. Maybe even though I deleted it because they put like a block of their own on it,
Mm-hmm.
it prevented it from actually deleting, and it's still there, but it's deleted technically. So now I have like a dead gray video that does nothing
Huh.
in my story. And I've tried telling Instagram, I'm like, hey, why don't you just remove that because it's doing no one any good. and it's wasting data space that they'll probably never be able to delete themselves. So it's like Facebook's regulations or rules when dealing with Facebook or Instagram, they're only hindering themselves in the long run. Because I've
Yeah.
seen other users that have, pardon me, I've seen other users that have the same thing with like glitched or frozen or broken video reels in their story feed because they do whatever, did whatever, and something glitched and Instagram doesn't want to fix it. But I did put the notice out that they should a long time ago. In fact, I think I sent 2 tickets in saying, hey, clean this up, please. I've done what I can on my end.
Right.
Because I'm just a general user. I don't have the level of administrative clearance to be able to change code. That's probably what that would take. It's probably changing code somewhere in their site in order to free that so that it can properly disappear the way it's supposed to. Because hey, if that was legitimately connected to that supposed copyright infringement thing, which it was just a SpongeBob, or yeah, it was a SpongeBob thing. I didn't even see how it was even closely related to it because it was someone standing in front of a television during the one scene that they have in SpongeBob SquarePants where I think it was SpongeBob himself takes Patrick and spins him around weirdly and flips him back and forth,
Oh.
slamming him into the ground on both sides, and then flings him way off into oblivion at the end of the video for that segment. That's all that was.
Huh.
But yeah, I don't see
Gotcha.
why they would go against that like that.
I don't know.
Because it was just someone videoing themselves standing in front of the TV, synchronized with that scene perfectly. And they were literally perfectly synchronized with the scene.
Oh.
Because it was
So
almost
was
like
the scene showing in the same video?
yeah, it was being seen in the same video because it was on their TV that they were
Oh.
videoing for their little story reel on Instagram or TikTok or wherever it was that I originally found it from.
Hmm.
Because it was either on Instagram or TikTok where I found it originally. I think it was TikTok and I shared it on Instagram. But hey, if TikTok didn't consider it a copyright infringement, why should the other? But you know,
I don't know.
it happens, I guess.
Yeah.
I finally back to base. Talk about determination to make it back here with as much wood supply as possible so I can make more uh, railings for the establishment. Because I was like, well, should I close in the top deck or should I leave it open? And I figured it would be nice to have a nice open roof type thing going on. Oops, I closed it before I got in. I thought I was going to be timed perfectly on it. Not the case. But I thought it was actually really cool and clever and neat that they were perfect in sync with that SpongeBob video.
Right.
Like every motion was absolutely spot on. It was almost like they were the one flailing Patrick about. And everyone who knows Jurassic Park knows what those little guys did to a certain someone who decided to become a traitor to the park.
Hmm.
That being Count's little,
Oh yes, those guys.
yep. And I love his initial reaction to them. The first time he sees them, he's like, "Oh, you're such a cute little thing." They prove just how dangerous cute can be. Okay, I finally succeeded in making it back. So we'll put that there. We'll put that there. We'll take the incomplete and put it together and have it almost be a complete. And then let's see, we needed thatch, wood. What else is needed for making more railing? Thatch, wood, and fiber. The thatch, wood, and fiber. How many can be crafted out of that? 9. Craft. Ooh, here comes the night again.
Yes, it does.
And we'll probably even go so far as to do like that. Around that there. We're gonna go railing centric. Gonna take a lot of wood, but I think it'll also look cool. Time to go down and start turning lights on. Oh, it's definitely dark down here. Ah, great. We're being attacked by a bird.
Oh.
All the dinos are going after it.
Okay. Hey, he stole my food. I think.
I'll do that. That's the first thing they go after is the meats and berries that you have on you.
Bums. We need like an auto turret or something.
I agree for taking care of those sorts of things.
Yeah. Poor BB's unconscious and probably getting assaulted, and it's too damn dark
Yeah,
to see the bird to shoot it.
I think something just killed it. My meat's gone. It hit me, it took my meat.
Oh, bastard.
I couldn't see. I was trying to get up here to light the torch. Yeah, he absolutely... Well, actually, he has 39 meat on him. I'm gonna split that.
Huh.
They're not going after his. I'm gonna take half of his. Payment for attempting to get up here and protect him.
Right.
Oh shit, we got a bird going after us. We gotta again. It took the meat that I just... That
Oh,
fucking...
wow. Can't see the goddamn thing. There it is. Hold still. Best get off the roof.
Yeah. That I definitely already did. Means I'm probably gonna have to go hunting for more tortoise. And there's no meat in the storage
There's
now.
fish. I'll put some of the meat. I took the meat. I'll split it in half and put it back. There's 23 meat in there for you.
The fish, unfortunately, doesn't go very far.
No, it doesn't.
It is very lightweight meat, but it is extremely delicious depending on the type of fish. And unfortunately, tuna kind of has the get into the stick because it tastes so good. So tuna's always going to be sought after by humanity.
Yes.
Just because.
I'm not that fond of tuna myself, but I understand.
I personally enjoy tuna, but I used to enjoy it. I don't know so much anymore if I still will enjoy it as much as I used to, because I've noticed my taste has been changing, and things that I used to think were really, really, really super good all the time aren't as tasty as they used to be. Like Philly steak, for example. I had some of that for dinner today, and I was just like, this isn't as enjoyable as it used to be. And I was
Right.
like amazed because it used to be one of those delicacies that I would like deliberately hold off on and wait and until I had that absolute craving for it, just so it would last. And I had some today, and I was like, this just doesn't seem the same. I didn't enjoy it as much, but by the time I finished, the last few portions were really, really tasty though. So I can say that it was not as good as I expected it to be, but at least the last morsels tasted really freaking good.
Hmm. I'm going after a drop.
Ah, cool. May there be something really awesome in there for you.
I hope so.
It's green like the one that I had. I think
Yeah,
mine was
I want to
green.
find is like 100 rounds.
Oh, 100 rounds would be awesome. If they even have a drop like that in one of those. And they might, you never know. That's because they've had armor in there.
Mhm.
Plus, they had the laser sight for a weapon that I
Right.
managed to get lucky and acquire. So, like, oh yeah, there could be something really good. Let's see. Wooden side, wooden structure, wooden wall. Yeah.
Right. How the hell did I get up there?
Okay, we have a little bit, so I can probably make a few pieces of. Yeah, it looks like I can make a few pieces. This I can make 5.
What'd I get? Blueprint primitive, patchy. saddle. I got a blueprint for a saddle.
Huh. That's actually probably cool. That's like that other blueprint that I got, which was also a saddle that I put in the thing, but whatever the thing was for the saddle that I found was a long name that I don't know how to pronounce it correctly.
Right.
Udamawada and Hassenpfeffer. Hassenpfeffer, yes. I remember that from Bugs Bunny. Pfeffer. Hassenpfeffer. Good old Bugs Bunny. Okay, I almost have it completed for the upper railing section. This is one hell of a nice deck, technically. We could have some nice parties up on a spot like this. If we'd managed to keep those birds at bay.
Right.
Because that would be a real damper on a neat little party. It's those freaking birds deciding to swoop in and ruin the day.
Dark to hunt.
That looks like wood, stone, and thatch are on the necessity list. And the main thing that Count's been wanting to do is make it down to that cave, because there's a crystal cave that's supposed to be nearby that would get us some of the crystal that we'd be able to make the flask for being able to drink the beer.
Or make a scope for our rifles.
That too. Definite scope would be awesome.
I think the water jug is a more pertinent thing. I don't know. More.
Both
Both are
would
good.
have their both would have their benefits. Both would definitely have their benefits.
But we got to be able to drink beer, and we can't live without beer. So.
Because everyone knows that good old song, beer is good for you, beer is good for you, whatever, beer is good for you.
Beer is great, beer is good, beer is the best that we ever could. So let's drink some beer.
Let's see, what's a red dot? I'm not seeing a red dot on it. But it would definitely be better than using the Vinox sight. Kind of like a 22 rifle is kind of what this looks like to us.
Looks like a cowboy repeater, except it is not a repeater.
Yeah. Just kind of has the cowboy repeater look. And it has a kind of similar size and look and feel to a 22. I remember those from my Boy Scout days. Lever action for reloading the chamber. And then there was bolt action was the other type that I used in Boy Scouts. I like the bolt action because that always made me think military, like rifle of like the M1 carbine. Or M1 Grand, I should say, not the M1 carbine, the M1 Grand. Because that was a bolt action, but that was a bolt action with a much heftier clip. In fact, I think Count was telling me stories about how that particular clip on those was atrociously difficult to actually use appropriately and safely.
Really?
you were more apt to get injured reloading your gun than you were to get injured by being shot by that gun.
Wow.
From what Count said, I think. It was a challenge to just reload it because I guess the spring load system or something like that's like really tough on it. You have
Mhm.
to reload it just right. I'd have to ask Count if he can recount the info section that he was referring to. But I do like the crosshair that they use in the game. It's definitely one of the better crosshairs I've seen for a game like this.
Well, I gotta work in the morning, so I gotta call it a night. But
All right.
I was hoping to see Count BB before
Having
I
to
had to.
sign out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
no such luck. Oh.
It is unfortunate. He did say that stuff was getting busy around his house today for whatever reasons.
Right. Let's check the berry supply.
But he'll probably be around tomorrow. Oh, the side over here, I think we've ran out of wood on some of the torches. It's starting to get light again, so I may as well start turning these off. And then before I sign out, or whatnot, probably do some stone and wood collection runs, maybe some berry runs if necessary. Finish my project at least of the railing idea for around the base.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if I should put railing on all of the stairways. I know these lower ones, we sometimes need the availability of being able to move side to side so we can get around someone that might be doing something on one of the things, but these bigger stairs, I'm thinking of putting railing on these bigger stairs. Oh, here come more birds.
Oh God.
It's like the instant I went up top, I heard it. It was like it's deliberately waited for someone to go up top.
All right. Well, I'm logging out.
All right.
See you next time, Source.
Yeah, you have a good night and a safe and productive work day tomorrow, and
Thank you.
we shall catch you on the flip side.
Yes. Night. All right, folks. It's been fun, but it's over. So, yeah. Have a good night. Bye.